So hello, everyone. Due to technical interference in our previous webinar, we have decided to record an interview with our senior product manager, Max Almqvist. And we're going to start today with a very interesting quote that Sam presented on our webinar. As you can see on screen, compliance will help you defend yourself in court. Accessibility will make sure you never end up there. And Max, thank you for joining me in on this one. And I will start with the first question regarding to the quote we just read. So why is digital accessibility crucial for businesses beyond just the legal compliance?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's plenty of reasons for that, I think. Did you know, for instance, that over 1 billion people worldwide live with disabilities? That's about 15% of the population. If we just look at Europe alone, there are over 100 million people living with different disabilities. And I guess depending on how the population is getting older, these numbers will increase. So by improving the usability of your product, you're opening doors to a larger audience, and potentially you will also boost your revenue. It will also enhance your brand and the perception of your product.
All right, so it sounds like a pretty win-win situation in this part. But when we go to talk about accessibility from the PM point of view, the design and tech perspectives we already covered yesterday. But when it comes from the PM point of view, what are some things that product managers need to know about accessibility?
For me, accessibility is that we are showing our customers that we actually care. All our customers, regardless of their abilities or disabilities. As a product manager, I need to make sure that we, all the way from management to developers and content creators, have the accessibility on our mind, and that we are prioritizing this. I need, for instance, to make sure that we have time to work with this as much as possible and fix accessibility issues, incorporate accessibility into our definition of done, maybe. That our team members have a common understanding of their role regarding accessibility, and that we are monitoring, evaluating, and iterating on this going forward.
Okay, but how would you involve stakeholders or non-technical people into this?
I think it's great that you also mention non-technical people, because I would say it's just not about stakeholders. We all in a product company or developing different products or selling different products need to be aware of the importance of this. We need to work on accessibility from different perspectives. I mentioned content creators before, and they need to make sure that the content is understandable and readable and stuff like that, and that you're also taking the perception of images in the right way and stuff like that. And yeah, I think a good start would be to add accessibility into the product vision and our objectives, and try to start follow up on this as any other objective.
Yeah, and usually management is in charge of the company's objectives, right? So how important do you think it is to have the management buy-in in this as well?
Yeah, I think it's very important. We need to work on accessibility from top down and bottom up. We need to have time and prioritize this as any other thing. For instance, in the same way that we work with new features, bugs, or technical debt, for instance, we need to work with the perspective of accessibility.
And in the development of the product, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to taking the first steps, because a lot of companies know about accessibility, but they don't know where in the process they are at the moment. So from your point of view, what are some practical things you can share for people looking to take the first steps in improving digital accessibility?
I would say that start opening the discussion with leadership. As I mentioned before, it's important to have the support and the buy-in from the organization. Communication and awareness of accessibility will help you and your team in the long run. One of the important things to know is that this work will take some time. There's no magic formula or silver bullet, and there are no easy steps. So you need to start working on it, and you need to know that it's a process. It will take some time, and you need to allocate that time.
True, that's a very good point. We also offer a digital accessibility review, and the goal here is to provide other companies with a clear understanding of where they are in their digital accessibility, so they can have a better understanding of their gaps and what needs to be done to reduce their risk and increase their accessibility as well. We talked more about it on the webinar, but this is it for our part. So we took an insight in all of the 3 steps. So thank you very much, Max, for taking the time today and giving your answers and insight into this as well.
Thank you.
And have a great day.
You too. Bye.